Tonight I'm really happy to be helping to host the One Montgomery Green Community Briefing on the green economy, on what the county is doing to improve our environmental profile and create environmental jobs, and also what private industry is doing as well, because there's a lot of businesses doing great work and we want to showcase them. Thanks to One Montgomery Green for putting together this fantastic panel. You're going to find out an awful lot of impressive things that are happening all over the county tonight. And I'm eager to hear a lot more. You wouldn't be here if you didn't know that local action on critical issues like the environment is so important. And these days, with the Trump industry gutting the EPA and other agencies that protect our health and our safety and the environment in favor of what the fossil fuel industry wants, it's even more important that local groups and local initiatives like One Montgomery Green step up and take the initiative, because you really have a lot of control over our future. It's really nice to work on the Montgomery County Council where I think we're all in agreement about how important the environment is. I used to serve in the Maryland General Assembly, and I used to sit next to an awful lot of folks on both sides of me at the dais that, didn't believe in climate change. And here I never serve with any colleagues that don't believe in climate change. We just debate what we can do about it. You all know what I know, or I don't think you'd be here either, that we're nearing the tipping point on climate change. The National Climate Assessment leaves no doubt about the cause. The latest one just came out and said, and I quote, "The evidence of human-induced climate change continues to strengthen and impacts are increasing all across the country." And and yet the Congress and the White House, and even where I used to serve in the Maryland General Assembly, is full of folks who still deny climate change. I felt like I used to sit next to a delegate from the Eastern Shore when I was in the Maryland General Assembly who, in the time that I served there, moved from denying climate change to acknowledging that it exists, but saying we can't do anything about it. Isn't that convenient? I mean, we've come a long way. When I came out of college and I started working in the environmental movement, and then I think it was the '92 elections, we had a sitting vice president who argued that the economy and the environment were two competing goals, and that if you wanted to do good for the environment, that was going to hurt jobs and cost jobs. And now everybody knows that what's good for business is good for the environment and vice versa. The green economy is one of the biggest job creators we have in the state of Maryland, and we have a lot of different strategies to help our green businesses create jobs and improve our health effects as well. The report, if you look at the National Climate Assessment, it gives numerous examples of how we're impacted. I think often we hear about these effects of climate change sort of theoretically and not in terms of how it affects people in the local economy. The assessment cites how it impacts corn producers in Iowa, oyster growers in Washington State, maple syrup producers in Vermont, coastal planners in Florida, water managers in the Southwest, city dwellers from Phoenix to New York, and native peoples on tribal lands from Louisiana to Alaska are all being impacted by climate change, not in the future, but right now. This is a really rapidly changing field. There's folks here doing, working in a lot of different industries to both create jobs and improve the environment, and to really focus on using more renewable energy as well. And because it's such a dynamic set of industries, it's important that people find out what's happening and keep up with new developments. So that's what tonight's all about. Here in Maryland, we see the impact of climate change most vividly in the rising waters of the Chesapeake Bay. You all know we have 3,000 plus miles of coastline in Maryland. We're one of the states that's the most vulnerable to climate change. People think it's other coastal states. In fact, it's our endless mileage of Chesapeake Bay coastline that makes us particularly vulnerable. Our warmer winters and the hotter summers that you see, the big rainstorms, the floods and snowstorms, followed by dry spells, all caused by climate change. How many deadly hurricanes are we going to live through before the federal government takes this seriously? We know what the problem is. We know about increasing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Emissions are up 90% since the 1970s, according to the EPA. And slowing this trend and hopefully reversing it is crucial to our future, but especially to the future of our children and our grandchildren as well. Our very survival depends upon it. I'm really, glad the county, is able to sponsor this, and you don't have to look very far in Silver Spring and throughout Montgomery County to find businesses that are trying to do the right thing for the environment and create jobs at the same time. And I'm really happy we could showcase a lot of their good work tonight. Green businesses are some of the biggest job creators we have, not just in Maryland, but nationally. This is the future. And the sooner our national leaders and our state leaders wake up and realize I think we have unanimity in our county leadership in realizing, the better off we're all going to be. So not only do initiatives like I talked about help the environment, they save us money as well. They make us healthier. They give us cleaner air to drink and cleaner to breathe and cleaner water to drink. And they help fuel our economy not with dirty coal, which is Scott Pruitt's guiding principle these days, but with technological innovations that put a lot of people to work.